Views and opinions expressed in this production are those of the individual and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Shooters Nation or our sponsors. Information provided on this show is not a replacement for legal counsel or professional training. Listener and viewer discretion is advised. This is especially true on live shows.
Welcome to the Shooters Nation podcast, the show created for you, the armed citizen. Join our hosts and subject matter experts as we talk about guns and gear, practical training and knowledge, Second Amendment issues, and the firearms culture. Be sure to join us after the show at shootersnation.com and become part of the Shooters Nation.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Shooters Nation. We are back. We missed you terribly, and if you missed us, we hope that you'll leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, a thumbs up, and a follow on all the oppressive, freedom-hating social media platforms, and please, for the love of God, tell your friends about us and help our audience grow. Oh yeah, and be sure to connect with us on those social media platforms too. You can find us on Facebook.com/ShootersNation and on Instagram as @ShootersNationRadio. Why radio? Because we've got big dreams, baby. And some schmuck already has the account name that we really wanted. Hey, Mark, you know what the account name that we really wanted is?
I do.
What is that account name? That account name? My voice is like gonna go. This is sad. But go ahead.
You can go ahead and drop that.
I mean, at Terran Tactical. That's the one that we really wanted.
Oh, that one.
That account name. Yeah, that one.
Precious name it is.
It is a precious name. It's kind of edgy, kind of precious. Anyway, oh my God, so many great things have happened over the past month or so. But first and foremost, man, how the heck are you? It's been a while. I mean, it has literally been a legit while since we recorded.
Yeah, I mean, my schedule, your schedule, plus what you got going on with school and work and baby on the way and me and 2 jobs and a 2-year-old and all that. Yeah, no, it's been absolutely crazy, but I definitely miss doing the show and glad to start getting back in the swing of things. But
man, I was feeling
had a lot of travel at the end of the year, plus prep for SHOT Show, being gone for a week. And it was a bonkers tail end of the season with the holidays and everything.
When you guys, for you to prep for SHOT Show, that's a big deal for y'all. I mean, that sucks up a lot of time, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a really expensive trip, so you really want to make the most out of it when you're there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So schedule appointments and stick to them and make sure you're on your game and healthy and ready and
Yeah. So, man, it is literally like January's almost gone. And first episode of the year, perhaps egged on a little bit by listeners who have increasingly turned up the heat on us. First it was like, hey guys, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. How you doing? And the most recent ones were like, if you ever want to see your dog alive again, you're going to record another show. Oh my God. So yeah, it's been fun.
I think one of the funnier, most witty ones, I'd like to give a shout out to Tim though. That email was fantastic.
Yeah.
A few paragraphs long, basically saying, learn about the show, binge the show, and now you're not doing the show. What the hell?
Right, exactly. We had another one that came through just the other day, cracked me up. I'm gonna have to go find it real quick. And it was essentially the same thing, but it was Edward Hernandez sent a message. He said, patiently waiting for the next episode. Hope all is well. And I was like, hey Ed, we're gonna try to record something really soon. Surprise, here we are. But I mean, they've just it's been hilarious. The tone and the fun sarcasm. It tells me that we're hitting the right audience because these are the people that we would hang out with. So this is fantastic. So
like in Tim's email, I'm sadly a resident of the People's Republic of Massachusetts. I'm like, all right, this is going to be good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think. He said, I finally heard some swearing in the last episode, which was refreshing. It's like, yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, believe it or not, it happens. I try not to, but Off mic, if I slam a hammer down on my thumb while I'm working in the garage or something, I can make a wounded pirate blush. So yep. Yeah, I mean, he even called you out on switching away from the Glock and moving to the Zev. All right, so got to ask, is the OZ9 still the thing?
Still there.
That's awesome. I mean, they released some cool stuff at SHOT too. That
they released lots of cool stuff.
Yeah. The what is it? The Combat that essentially looks like their take on the G45, kind of, right?
Yeah, I mean, basically. And then, but what I thought was really cool, and I learned about this way back in July when I visited Zev.
Oh yeah.
But I was on a NDA, so like I literally couldn't disclose what I saw.
Your tongue the entire time.
But that ported barrel, integral ported barrel system that the slide like kind of wraps around. It's freaking beautiful.
That looks really complex, right? Because when I saw that, I thought to myself, the tolerances were tight. I mean, that thing locked up like a Swiss watch, and it's like, golly, man. I mean, that's good engineering right there. That there's no slop. It cycles the way you want it to cycle. So big props to my buddies at Zev that those products have been they've been really doing well, and they've been doing huge things on social media too, which is great. That's good. It's a good departure from what they used to do, right? So
what they used to, they used to just post professional photos every day, and I was like, had a conversation with them. I was like, people really want to see what other people are doing with this stuff, and they actually even have like brand ambassadors, so to say now, like actual gun guys out running these guns and performing with them and doing reviews on them. So it's all kinds of good things all around from Zev.
That's awesome.
Plan on seeing more.
That is awesome. Yeah. Well, man, I feel like I've kind of gotten ahead of myself. I've got so many things I want to talk about, and I'm just chomping at the bit, for this. I mean, don't take this the wrong way, Mark, but I've been looking forward to seeing you all day long. So I'm like, man, I'm like just dying here. But my voice is about shot. So my apologies to the audience for that. You're gonna hear me like a raspy teenager or something. It's I don't know. I mean, the weather here has been hot, cold, and then it kind of switched to cold, and then I don't know. I've just sinuses and everything draining down my throat, and I got really animated and excited and yelling at people and things at work, which kind of sounds terrible, but it was in a good way. And I just shot my voice all to hell yesterday, and now here I am, and it kind of fading in and out. So, but I wasn't gonna not record, so you guys just have to deal with it.
Yep.
All right, so this episode is made possible in part by who? U.S. Law Shield. And at any given moment, situations of self-defense and emergencies can happen to anyone, and unfortunately, the justice system may not always be on your side. Say it ain't so. While you protect your family and property, U.S. Law Shield is there to defend you 24/7, 365 with the most comprehensive self-defense legal coverage at an affordable price. You can visit shootersnation.com/US Law Shield, sign up today, and receive 2 free months on an annual membership. So thanks to those guys for continuing to make this possible. Golly, man. First episode of 2020. January's already over. Gone. A lot of stuff's happened since we recorded last. Like, that's kind of the crazy thing. While all this stuff's unfolding in real time over the past, 60 days, 45, 60 days, somewhere around there. Who's counting? I thought it'd be great to record an episode. And, it's like, I'm busy, you're busy. Do I record something and just put my thoughts out there, or what? And some of these things, man, I'm kind of glad that I didn't record, right?
Yeah.
Because, so I'm just kind of thinking through chronologically here. In the news, I mean, we had the White Settlement, Texas church shooting, right? Dude, that happened the same day that I was on rotation at our church safety team. And I came home from church, had done, my normal 2 services, put away the gun, all my other gear, radio, flashlight, you name it, stashed it away, took my medical kit out, threw it on top of the safe, sat down for lunch and opened up my phone, and on the headline, it's, church shooting, White Settlement, Texas. And worse yet, it was kind of like right after this had happened. And so all the video was still out there on YouTube.
Yeah.
And like they hadn't started censoring it yet. So I watched it, and, just kind of like made my blood run cold. So that was a real, not a gut check. I mean, it didn't change my opinion at all about doing what I do and enjoying it and being feeling like I'm doing the right thing. But, you know, I kind of like an idiot. I looked over at Sandy, my wife, and said, "You want to see this?" And she's like, "No, not at all." Like, I don't want to see that at all, period. You know, I don't even want to talk about that. And yeah, I don't think it's like she wants me to stop doing what I'm doing. And you know, she's even said that, you know, I'm cool with you doing what you do. Yeah, I'm happy that you're doing it, but I just don't want to hear about it. So,
Yeah,
you know, it was interesting. I had friends that, you know, were like, "Hey, you need to, you know, guys that know that we do the podcast, you need to do a podcast. You need to talk about this." And, you know, man, I kind of don't want to, in a way, you know, I mean, I think we all had this idea of what had happened and maybe what those guys could have done differently.
mm-hmm.
And I just didn't want to Monday morning quarterback them, you know?
Yeah.
And so, now, you know, a little bit further out from it, I think I could talk about it. Maybe in an episode ahead, we will, you know, maybe kind of do a church or, you know, whatever, you know, I think church safety, church security, part 2 or whatever, talk about it. You know, I've got thoughts. It's been on, you know, my team's mind a lot over the past month. A lot of things, you know, that we can learn from it. A lot of things that those guys did well, you know, very well. So anyway, that was a thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some huge takeaways just for watching 15 seconds of video. It's amazing how much you can actually get out of it and say, wow, this is right, this is right, this is wrong, this is very wrong. Like, oh my gosh, why is he doing that? You know what I mean? And don't mean to leave you hanging if you hadn't seen the video, but there was definitely some really key things that were done well and some key things that were really done wrong. And they're easy fixes. But definitely some takeaways.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, you know, just in a nutshell, if anybody's been waiting on pins and needles for us to dispense some wisdom about this, like, you know, why aren't you back on the air talking about this? I need you to tell me. First of all, man, I'm not the right guy to you know, give you advice there, I guess. But I think that probably universally, what I've heard from other like safety teams at other churches and things, and even what we've talked about ours is, I don't know why they didn't keep that guy outside. You know, I mean, that's kind of like, you know, if I could say one thing to help anybody out there, if you're on a team like that, man, we try really hard to make sure that, you know, we're paying attention to our gut instinct, and we kind of look at the baseline of behavior. And if a guy in warm weather, and we're talking about Texas in December, so it's not like, you know, not like New Hampshire in December, right? It's
sure.
You know, it's slightly warm, shows up in a trench coat, which is kind of unseasonable. Black trench coat, unseasonable. Oh, obviously a wig and a fake beard. Yeah, I'm not letting that guy in the church. You know, not without a thorough searching and you know, talking to and a, you know, a very friendly confrontation. And they may have, I don't know, but you know.
Well, I mean, they in the reports that they had eyes on him. They were standing there staring at him because he looked wrong, and they had, you know, the hairs on the back of their neck was standing up about this dude.
Yeah,
and I'm like, if that's happening at the door, you know,
listen to your gut. Yeah, listen to your gut. But yeah, I mean, anyway, you know, props to those guys for handling the situation, and you know, I still feel sad and you know, sympathy for the families of the two guys that, you know, were killed by this jerkwad. But
yeah, I mean, the two guys were security too, right?
They were, yeah. I mean, and there was some problem, you know, maybe even there, some lessons learned, you know, just yeah. I mean, that's a lesson, really. I think I'll say real quick for anybody that's listening, regardless of whether or not you serve on a team like that or, you know, whatever. If you conceal carry daily, you know, check your gear, see how it works for you, right? I mean, you know, try your cover garment. Can you get a draw out from under a cover garment quickly? You know, is it going to snag? Is it going to catch? You know, do you have to lift your shirt up higher than normal? You know, maybe you need to, you know, I forget who it was. I was watching something not too long ago, and it wasn't even about this in particular, but he's talking about concealed carry and coming up with a draw method that works for just about any clothing that you have on. And you know, it almost looked like you're trying to flash somebody, you know, the way he did it. But it was just, you know, grab the cover garment of your shirt and tug it way the heck up, and you know, clear everything away from the holster and the gun, And then, that's part of his draw stroke. And, does it look stupid? Maybe, but I guarantee he's not going to snag on something. And, the first guy that, was shot, that poor guy couldn't get his gun out of the holster fast enough. So,
it looked like slow motion.
It
the way
did.
He was moving.
It did.
Like it was like frame by frame by frame. He was moving so slowly to get to his gun.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure did. And, the other guy, man, I don't know. This is where I don't want a Monday morning quarterback, because it's kind of hard to say, what would you do if somebody had a shotgun pointed at you and he just blew away the guy next to you? And that's why we train. That's why all of us, no matter who you are, should be doing, should be going to training classes, and you should get involved in some sort of physical training where you push against, you fight against, you get punched, you hit, whatever, with pads and things on in a controlled environment to get used to violence, right? Get used to that dynamic situation so that your brain doesn't go into neutral when, something bad happens. And I kind of felt like, well, that's what happened to the guy. His brain just kind of like fell out of gear, and he's like, you just tell, he kind of backstepped a little bit, hands up, and he got shot. And, he could have closed the distance real quick on that dude and grabbed the shotgun, and it maybe have, ended differently. So,
yeah, I mean, the saying, you never rise to the occasion, you resort to your, highest level of training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and it's uncomfortable to say that, because again, we're talking about somebody that didn't make it. So, I guess the best I can do in that case, and the best spin I can put on it here for Shooters Nation, is just honor his sacrifice by learning from it and doing something different. So, anyway,
dry fire, dry fire, dry fire.
Yep. Draw. Try. When you put on your clothes for the day and you strap the gun on, if it's inside the waistband or outside the waistband or whatever, clear the chamber, put the mag and the ammo off to the side where, you're not going to introduce it into the gun, all the normal safety precautions. And then, take a few minutes can you draw from it? Right. What's it different if you're wearing a longer shirt or a heavier coat or, something like that, practice. And if it doesn't work, make an adjustment until it does work, and then practice some more. It's just, I don't know. I know that
holster type, holster location, lots of these things.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm a fan of the Zulu and the other stuff that you guys make, especially it's easier now, to move that stuff more around the front. As I've got a little bit smaller, I can move the holster around front more, and now it's right there. I don't know if I'm ever going to get comfortable with appendix carry, but it's getting closer to the 1 o'clock, and man, it's a lot faster to draw from there. So, well, I don't know. Kylie, so the almost the Boogaloo Hootenanny in Virginia, that happened while we weren't on the air. So, man, I'm going to throw a rock at Virginia just a little bit. First of all, I'm going to give them props. They showed up and they protested, and they did it with class, and nobody got hurt. And heck, they were even picking up trash afterwards. Did you see that? Like yeah, I mean, that was pretty awesome. But the thought has not escaped my mind at all. How many opportunities did they miss before they got here? Right? How many election cycles did they go through? 40% voter turnout, I think is what I saw, is maybe the average. And I don't know what it is in Virginia, but for God's sake, I mean, if your state looks like it might tip balance, or even if you don't think it might, get out and vote. It's the only, really, you got two fights possible. You got the fight at the voting booth, and then you get the fight of some sort of, insurrection or rebellion or whatever, later. And I'd rather do the one at the voting booth. So, any of you folks that are listening from a quote unquote free state, be careful. I think it was Ronald Reagan, who is not the patron saint that everybody kind of thinks he is, but Ronald Reagan said that freedom is only ever one generation away from extinction. And that's very, very salient. It's like, get out and vote, get off your ass, go do it, go, show up, vote, take a minute and do it. Take a minute and write your representatives, go meet them in person, all the things that we've talked about in the past, but by the time it gets to where you've got a oppressive government, put in place in your state where they're striking down, gun freedoms and putting in all sorts of new restrictions and starting to limit what people can own and all that other stuff. it's kind of too late to say, oh man, I should vote. No, you should have done that before they ever got in office. So yeah. I don't know. What did you think about the whole demonstration that was going on while you were at SHOT Show?
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, I know it was happening, but I never really pay much attention to the details of it.
Yeah.
Just so much going on and so on and so forth. But I, like you said, I was glad to see that we just, really did a good show and that nothing got out of hand and it was very peaceful and we cleaned up after ourselves and we weren't stooping to the level of so many other shitty protests out there that are trying to, claim that they have a right for something. You know what I mean? We did it the right way.
We did do it the right way, and it was classy. And I think that all eyes were on that. And I really kind of picked up, a lot of, let down from the media that nothing happened, nothing bad happened. And like, well, hey, media, thanks for showing your true colors. You don't really surprise me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
They did do well. And I think a lot of the fears that folks had about what the government, of the state of Virginia or the Commonwealth of Virginia were going to, what they were going to do, how they were corralling people into this area with very few exits. And, there was a lot of suspicion and a lot of fear. I'm not so sure that it was not founded, but it didn't play out. Right. So maybe plans change or whatever, but it didn't play out. I don't know. Best of luck to you guys in Virginia. I hope you can turn it around.
Yeah.
And I hope if you turn it around, you take a lesson learned and you don't let it get to this point ever again. Because, it's like I said, man, once you start losing freedoms and it's you got the wrong politicians in office, you've got an uphill battle if it's even possible to turn it back around.
Yeah.
So yeah, good luck for them. Man. Yeah, we also had, oh my God, it's World War III. We're gonna go, nuke Iran. Oh wait, no, it's not. That kind of fizzled. That was exciting, I guess. Maybe. It's always good to whack a terrorist. I don't know. This is one of those things that it's not like super relevant to Shooters Nation and gun rights, whatever, but it is a big news story. Where it ties in for me in like gun rights was it kind of really made me reassess my get home bag and even like my get home rifle, my truck gun. I guess that's kind of a tinfoil hat thing, but while all this is going on and there's all these fears and suspicions about what kind of retaliation might happen. I'm sitting here thinking, okay, so I live in Nashville area and in Tennessee, and we got the airport is literally across the road from where I work. I got a major intersection of 3 interstates that roll through the southeast, hit in downtown Nashville. It's a great place to cause some trouble if you want to interrupt commerce and, whatever. It's a big healthcare hub, a big technology hub for the southeast. If I were going to try to start trouble, I'd look at a town like Nashville to do it. And like, man, so I kind of went back to the episode that we did with Tony Torrey from, Urban Survival Craft. It's like, what would it be like to walk home from work if I couldn't drive? And it's like, man, this is gonna suck. So, pardon me. I went and kind of reassessed my get home bag and threw some extra gear in the truck, and thankfully I didn't have to do it. But one of the things I did do was I retooled one of my ARs. I've had my SBR, the one that was built off of a LMT upper with a giant LaRue tactical quad rail is circa 2007. It was high tech.
7-pound handguard.
7-pound handguard. For a short barrel.
Run it over with a tank, though, would be in perfect condition.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, you could use it to wheel chock a tank. So we, I was like, man, I really could use a lighter weight, piece of kit. And I've been meaning to do this for a while. I kept putting it off. I was like, hell, now's the time. So I rebuilt that one. And really all I did was I took the 10.5 upper that was on it with all the antiquated, it's like high speed Mark 18 clone from, early Afghanistan. And I threw that off in the side, left it alone, put it in the safe. with the giant EOTech on it and everything else. And I was like, I'll see you again, never. And I threw a lightweight upper that I built on it. And yeah, it's sweet, man. I got a nice barrel from our buddies over at Ballistic Advantage. And
yes.
Got Aero Precision. Yeah, I think it's the M4 E1 or whatever upper. Got that one, pretty good deal on that. Doing a good bolt. Threw on the BCM, MCM, Hemlock rail. It's a slick rail with Hemlock, positions all over it. And a Trijicon MRO. And that thing weighs like seriously less than a quarter of what was on it. So I was like, well, okay, this is nice. And I thought, man, do I really want to have a NFA item with me if something like that happens? Like, well, if it's the end of the world, who cares, right? But do I really want it in my car? Do I want to ever have to deal with that if God forbid something happens to it? And I'm like, no. So I'll just go ahead and put together another pistol lower. So that's what I did. And so now I've actually got 2 guns. So see how that worked, folks? That's what you do. You start upgrading one, then you realize you got enough parts to build another one. And before you know it, you've got 2 or 3.
Hey, I have a pin right here.
Yeah.
I need to build another gun.
Exactly. I mean, it's like, hey, this detent for this AR, what could I do with it? I know, let's wrap an AR around it. So I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So it was fun. Once again, I had good info from our buddy Francis Marion. He's like an AR Jedi, it seems like. And so like, hey man, what would you do? And he threw out some recommendations, and it lined up kind of with, where I was already thinking. And he retuned some of my thoughts, did that with my 300 blackout build too. And all right, now this is sweet. So I end up with a, pretty good, gun out of that. And I think maybe I'm going to end up with a drill press as a result, because drilling the dimples for a gas block with a hand drill sucks. So,
I've got a tool that clamps the barrel and gives you a perfect dimple location.
Really? I've got I think the one I've got's from SLR Rifle Works. It's not universal. It's for whatever size barrel. So if you've got a 0.75 inch, gas tube, or I'm sorry, a gas block area journal, you got to get the right size for it. But, I was just like, man, with a hand drill, this kind of sucks, because it kind of wants to wobble and it starts to hog out the screws that you drill through. Sure. So, man, a drill press would be nice. So that is now on the want list.
We've got one of the benchtop ones, Squared Away Customs, one of the Ryobis.
Yeah.
And that thing's gone its 7th year.
No doubt.
It's used every single day, and I wouldn't say we're easy on it. I mean, it gets used every single day. Never blown a belt, never had a problem. It's been a rock.
That's good to know. Yeah, I really am. I kind of realize now how much I took for granted having a grandfather growing up that had a whole garage full of tools, and it's like, man, we really use that drill press a lot, and growing up on all sorts of projects. So yeah, I think it's gonna happen sooner or later. So yeah, we had the almost World War III. Then we also had the zombie virus outbreak in China. Man, I feel bad for those folks, but the memes have been delicious. Just terrible memes. I don't know. I mean, that one's kind of ugly. So it's still ongoing, and I've probably got it. That's probably what I've got. I've got the coronavirus. Yeah, that's
perfect.
Yeah,
just what you need.
That's what I need. Yeah, I guess it goes well with a lime. I don't know. Yeah.
I like the meme of there's like 10 Heinekens facing one bottle of Corona, wearing and the Heinekens are wearing a mask.
Yeah, I've seen that, and the coronavirus. Is like the hero we need. It was the Bud Light Night. The Bud Night or whatever. Yeah. I was like, that's good. Kind of begs for that. So I want to know about SHOT Show, but I also want to know, have you done any new toys lately? Did you pick up any fun things since we last talked?
Yeah, I've got one right here.
Oh, it's off camera. What is it? It's poking. Wait a minute. I see the muzzle. Oh, no doubt. Look at that. So yes,
listeners, I am holding a SIG.
Yeah. All right. Now, is this the X Compact or?
Yes.
Dadgummit, you're killing me, because I've been looking at these. They finally gave it a rear sight, right? Or is that the? Yeah. Man, I didn't need to see this. So how you like it? I've heard nothing but good things.
I don't know. It's a SIG. I don't really like it. So
really, I mean, do you not like it because of the bore axis or the funky design?
I don't like it because it's not a Glock/Zev. You know what I mean? There's those two guns, Glocks and Zev, the Glock and the OZ9 are so similar in so many ways. It's an easy transition for me to love both of them.
Right.
I'm just not a SIG guy, and it was like a work win thing. So
cool.
I have nothing invested in it, and I'm like, well, I've got nothing invested in it. It's a great gun. I may as well keep it around.
Right. Yeah. So
it's not that I don't like it. I haven't shot it yet.
Did it come with the sight? Did it come with the optic? I mean, I think most of them are coming. No,
came just like this.
Just like that. That's interesting. I didn't know that you could pick it up that way. So that's great.
It's certainly more comfortable than the older style 320s.
Yeah.
So I mean, for you that can't see, this is more of like a Glock 19 length with a Glock 17-ish, full size grip. It's ambidextrous. It's cut for optic. Has like an optic plate on here, but apparently you can only use SIG optics on the SIG gun. Yeah, the trigger feels nice. It's the nice forward set flatty.
I think you can actually use the Leopold Delta Point Pro on those.
The DPP. Yep, that's right.
I think that was like a requirement for the military contract,
which I would never do. I would go with a SIG before the Leopold person.
Yeah, yeah. No, I hear you. That's a sharp looking gun. Actually, one of the guys on our team at church picked up one, and from what I hear, he loves it. So, yeah.
And as of today, I have a new something on the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I have an LTT Elite.
Do you?
Yes.
Well, so is it the 92 or 9? I'm trying to remember. 1993?
92. LTT Elite. The Langdon Tactical Elite Beretta.
Yeah. Nice.
Also, another deal like kind of fell into. It was a very, very generous gift.
Yeah.
And I just kind of got a notification today that it was on the way, and I was not expecting it, nothing. And so one of my very large customers at my other gig bought it for me as kind of like a end of year thank you gift.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
good customers.
They're not cheap, and I'm really excited because like the reviews are phenomenal. Cowan did a really great review on it, and couldn't say enough good about it. And I gotta be honest, I don't know that I've got more than 5 or 6 rounds out of a Beretta 92 ever in my life. And people that like them love them. You know what I mean? So I'm really interested to put this thing to work and see how it goes. It's got the nice forward serrations, the nice G10 grips. It's got the better trigger system, a better sight system. It's a decocker only model.
It's like everything you want to do. Really with it.
Yeah. And I'm not saying this is going to be my carry gun by any means. A lot of amazing things would have to happen in order for that to happen with me. Me and hammers, right? Like the only place the hammer belongs in a toolbox with a blacksmith. It's just not my thing.
Look at
that. But yeah, I mean, they are definitely, I've never heard anything bad about these models. So I'm excited to get this thing to work.
I was just going to say, my prediction is you'll keep this one. Right. Because everybody that I've ever talked to that has bought either the LTT or sent a Beretta off and had it reworked by somebody like Wilson Combat or whatever. And they freaking love them. And, I'm like, man, it's a spaghetti shooter, but still it's awesome. So,
well, the thing about it, I am more than happy and willing to sell pretty much any gun I own, with the exception of my carry gun or my SBR.
Right. Well, and also this is a special thing because you had a customer. That's special, right? So I mean,
that was going to be the next thing. And I'll never sell any gun that's given to me.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna ask because I said, hey, I think you'll keep this one, and obviously you will because it's a gift and it's a special gift. So, but yeah, I mean, I think even if you had bought this, you'd end up keeping it. Just because it's great. They are fantastic guns. I saw one came through an email earlier today, maybe, and I forget who it was that had them and was featuring them. And I looked at it and I thought, oh man, that's just a nice gun. I don't need a Beretta. So it was really the train of thought.
I saw an email today too. Was it Gun Pro Deals?
It was. I think that's who it was. Yeah. I was looking in my inbox right now to try to figure out who it was. So yeah. Very nice. Very nice. So, yep. So, what else? Any other fun stuff, or is it just kind of?
No, I mean, other than that, I've purchased nothing. I've focused on nothing. I've been very much out of the gun game as far as personally, right? Yeah. I've just been really focused on work and family through the holidays and stuff like that. But what did I do? Oh, I did some glass bedding projects on some of my bolt guns.
Right. Yeah.
I bought the new Tika for hunting season. I think we talked about that. The Tika T3 Forest I bought in 308, and took that all down and kind of routed out the factory wood bedding, and did some. I think it's called DEFCON. Hang on one second.
Yeah.
It's called DevCon material, which creates a really good glass bed. And this is one of those projects that makes me wicked anxious, because if you do it right and you don't have enough release agent, like, your gun is literally stuck in its stock for life.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's like, and the thing about it is you got to wait 24 hours before you pop it open.
No.
So like for 24 hours, you're like pacing, like, hope it comes out, hope it comes out, hope it comes out. So yeah, I did the Tika, and I also did my big boy, my 26-inch RAM 700 that I've got that like $3,000 glass on, and that nice trigger and the heavy bowl fluted barrel. Did both of them. They came out perfect. Just if you ever go to take the leap and glass bed your own guns, all I can say is just go slow.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just such an important. Yeah, it's nothing you want to cut corners on. It's nothing you want to get anxious and hurry, because I'm the classic guy that's like, oh, paint looks dry, let's grab it, and nope, fingerprints all over. You know, that's me, because I just never am patient enough for that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And this is one that I literally had to walk away, and I literally walked away for 24 hours, and I came back and everything was good. But both came out great. It works perfectly. It looks identical. And I just did a lot of YouTube research, airplane ride, just played a video and just listened, you know what I mean? And just really learned about what some people are doing, what other people are not doing. And yeah, came out good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, other than that, that's about all I've been involved in on the gun stuff. I mean, just work stuff and nothing really else out for myself. I haven't shot a whole heck of a lot lately, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, bitter ass cold up here in New Hampshire. So, I mean, there's that.
Yep.
Got to the range a couple times in the last month or so. Just blow off some steam, dump a couple boxes at lunchtime, make sure I'm still working like I thought I was working.
Yep.
And other than that, just dry fire. And I've been looking forward to getting back on the show, man, because it's good. It's good to be back. Good to be chatting again.
Yeah, well, I mean, this kind of stuff right here gets the creative juices flowing, and then makes me want to go shoot more. So this is I know what you mean. Man, yeah. So it's interesting. I think a lot of folks, we did the holiday gift guide, and I'm kind of anxious to hear if anybody got any stuff, right? And that'd be wonderful to hear that from the audience if you got anything cool, even if it was on the list. Just kind of want to know what'd you get, right? This year, man, it was all about the kids. I didn't do anything. My wife and I kind of got each other a couple small things, but there's nothing firearm related at all. I think after the holidays, I picked up the Dawson Precision toolless guide rod for the STI, the Staccato. The one that comes in it, or came in it until they overhauled it, was the kind that you had to have like the little plastic, 2 pieces of plastic, semi-cylindrical things you snap on the guide rod, and then you could remove it. It was held tension on the spring, so it wouldn't go rocketing across the room. And that's cool. I actually, it's had a really fun December, and I was like, okay. So I guess it wasn't after Christmas. It was before. I got the thing in. I was like, I'm going to go to the range. I need to make sure this gun runs, because I just changed a pretty major part of of any gun, but really a finicky 1911 or 2011. You don't go monkey with stuff and then just assume it works. Right. So, thankfully, the Staccato is not finicky. But I went to the range, no joke, 3 times. And our range that's local to me is closed the first full Saturday of every month, or first full weekend of every month, and also closed on major holidays. And so I went over, I hoped that I could go shoot on New Year's. Wrong, closed. I hope that I could go shoot. Like, I forget what the other day was. You know, it's like maybe Martin Luther King Day or something, you know. And I thought, okay, hey, look, I'm off work. Yeah, I can go do it. Nope, closed. And then, you know, the first full weekend of this month was like kind of weird. It's kind of late in the month, if that makes sense, right? You know, because like, you know, the way that January kicked off was, you know, like the first full weekend felt like, nah, man, I'm 2 weeks in, I'm good. And I got to the range, and nope, it's closed. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So I walked back in, and you know, my wife, she knew by this point, because I already made like 2 trips or 3 trips and had been back in like 10 minutes. She's like, okay, well, obviously you didn't shoot. And I know that she probably, her probably the hair on the back of her neck stood up when she heard the garage door open that quickly. And yeah, I walked in, and it had to have been all over my face. And I was like, you've got a mission this year. I want to move. I want land that I can go shoot on any damn time I want to go shoot. You know, we've got to get out of here. And she just kind of shook her head like, yeah, okay, dream on. So, you know, I finally did get to go shoot it, and it ran well. You know, it just ran well, and it's been a fun gun. I still don't carry it. It's still more of a safe queen. One of our listeners, another local guy here, friend of mine, guy named Bill, he bought a Staccato P also just recently. And, you know, it's funny because I was sitting there going, you know, do I really need this gun? I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. I don't know. Let's offer it to Bill. Because, you know, Bill has actually picked up a few things from me. And I'm like, hey, Bill, you know what you need? You need a good Staccato P. And I didn't see his reply. And then he wrote a subsequent reply. So he shot one reply off. I didn't see it. He shot another reply off. And that one's the one that rose to the top of my inbox. And I looked at it. I'm like, you know, he was just asking like, you know, hey, didn't I see that you got to do, you know, a holster or something? I was like, yeah, you know, I finally got my Black Point outside the waistband holster for it. It took freaking forever to get that thing. And, you know, when I got it, I don't know why did I do this, Mark? Why did I just send the gun to you and Corey and say, hey guys, make me a holster, please? But instead I'm like, you know, hey, these guys are turnkey, you know, it's here. Let's just get it done. So I ordered it, and on their website could take 8 weeks to 8 to 10. It took 10 to the freaking day. It took 10. And then it arrives, and it was so tight that once the gun was in it, you couldn't draw it. Like literally, if I tried to draw the gun, I end up pulling my pants up to my armpits, right? Because, you know, it's like in there. So they had to redo it, and I've thrown that holster in the safe. And I'm like, whatever. I'm not gonna mess with this thing right now. So I'm like, I see him ask me about the holster. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Why are you asking me about the holster? And then I scroll up and I see that he'd already bought a Staccato. I'm like, well, hey, guess what? I guess I'm keeping this thing. So whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it always sucks when you wait that long and it's not just right. You know what I mean? And I'm not, we are not without some guilt here. I mean, we still have these issues after 7 years of business. It literally just happened. So, you know, I mean, if you buy 3 from the same company and they all suck, I mean, yeah, maybe you have a different problem, but sometimes shit just happens. And, and it absolutely still does with us. I mean, we had one just yesterday, and Monday. And it was like, it's so tight. I can't do it. I draw it and it lifts my pants up. And then we get in here. It's for a Beretta. No, not a Beretta. It was for a SIG P226 with an M4 flashlight. Oh yeah. We get it in here. We put the M4 flashlight on our P226. Toss it in the holster. It's perfect. We'll come to find out he had the Mark 25 226, which is a completely different rail system. Right. And he failed to note that in any way. And there's our problem.
He probably he may not have known, I guess. It's possible.
He basically didn't know. Yeah. So he made that pretty clear. He's like, I just know it's a 226. I'm like, well, yes and no, but anyway, either way, we'll make it right. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, you never know. It's always can be something. But.
Oh yeah. No, and this kind of boils back down to the thing that I told Bill when we were talking about this, and you know, we're talking about his Staccato, and you know, then it's like, why am I even thinking about getting rid of mine? Which, you know, that feeling has passed, right? I'm keeping it. I like the gun, even if it's just a ranged way. I like the gun, but it boiled down to the fact that it's not a Glock, right? And I know that I'm gonna get so much crap about that statement from the folks that love to give us crap about being Glock fanboys, but you know, you don't have generally that kind of problem with a Glock getting it to fit, you know, accessories and holsters and whatever else, because it's the Big Mac of guns, right? And you order a Big Mac anywhere in the world, and it's supposed to taste like a Big Mac. You buy a Glock anywhere in the world, it's supposed to fit like a Glock. And, there's just not many people making holsters for this STI right now. Because really up to this point, STI was mostly a competition gun, and you weren't going to be getting a concealed carry holster for it. So, anywho, it's a fun gun. I've got it sitting here in front of me. I keep slamming the mag in it. So if you hear clicking and whatever on the podcast, that's because I can't stop playing with it.
We do have a new edition. I forgot.
Do you? Yeah. What is this? Oh, wait now. What are you holding up here? I don't know. What am I seeing? This is, that's the new Polymer 80.
This is the single stack Glock 43 size Polymer 80.
That is nice. Wow, that totally changes the look of that. Was that G43? 42?
Yep.
Yeah.
43.
That is really sharp. Why am I surprised though? I mean, those guys do awesome. So
it feels great. Feels great in the hand. The texture is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, super happy with the, they incorporated the ledge in it.
Yeah.
The undercut is fantastic. It's just.
Yeah. I mean, that is.
I'm super happy with Polymer.
Really changed it. Are they shipping that one now? Or
not shipping yet.
Okay.
Soon. And has a rail.
It does have a rail. Yeah, that is very cool.
I mean, you're very limited on what you can put on there, but it has a rail.
It does have a rail.
So
yeah, that's neat.
Yeah, we are having our custom CAD design, CNC milled machine molds made specifically for this model. We'll be adding those to our quick ship line here in the next couple of weeks.
That's
Pre-orders
nice.
open now on the website.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, the sexiness of that little Glock kind of ruined me here. What was I thinking? Oh yeah, the staccato. Anyway, the guide rail on that, it's fun. I did go shoot a couple times, but man, I'm telling you, the thing that I carry every freaking day is the thing that I didn't think I'd ever carry. And it's a Glock with a X300 UB, and I got the G45, the slide milled, all that other fun stuff. Running the Parker Mountain comp on it. And, honestly, this is going to sound kind of weird. The longer light and comp and everything else feels more comfortable inside the waistband than the shorter gun does, because it just doesn't dig, Yep. Doesn't dig into you. So
it gets past the dig zone.
It does. It does. It gives you some leverage. It kind of acts as a cantilever down there, and you don't have a thing digging into your hip or your leg or whatever. It's very nice. So I've been carrying that like everywhere, and I've gotten to be really good with it again, and that feels good. So I like it. And man, that Parker Mountain comp, I know that you had good luck with yours. I could not believe how much of a difference that made. I mean, I got the other G45 wearing the Zev Orion slide that was on my G19. And surprise, folks, I'm down to 2 freaking G19s now, right? So
no way. What's wrong?
I'd be down to 1, except for the fact that, I've got one that is just like, I'm going to keep it. But, I've got the Gen 4 and I got the Gen 5. And, those two just kind of sit in the safe and whatever. But no, I mean, I've got more. I think at this point I've got more non-Glocks in my collection now than I do have Glocks. So that's a first. But the G45, I love it. I mean, like, what'd you say once before? The G45 is the best G or something like that. So
yeah, I mean, I love that platform. I mean, if I didn't shoot the OZ9 so good, I would be carrying the G45. It would replace my 17.
They're killing me, because now that they've come out with the Zev OZ9 Combat, as soon as I saw that, it's like, oh well, there goes $1,200, And so I'm gonna start putting money aside and squirreling it away, and I'm coming for one of them sooner or later.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting another one because right now I'm carrying the 17 size, but I'm going to carry the 17 grip, 19 length. And then I'm going to comp it, because like comping a 17, it's just like,
that's perfect.
Right, now you're getting a bit long. Comping a 17 is a bit much.
Yeah.
Comping a 19 is very, very, very doable. So that's my goal. That's where I'm headed. That's my next project.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's perfect. And that's kind of what I'm thinking too, is, get the combat, throw a threaded barrel in there and put a comp on it, and bam, it's the Zev G45 essentially. Yep. And I think that's the only way I could get better than what I got.
Yep. There's no doubt in my mind that when you shoot that, you're going to be like, oh boy. And then before you know, you're going to be like me and you're going to be carrying a Zev.
Yep. I'm down with it.
I'm confident.
I'm down with it. I really, yeah, I am. And I think this is the thing that's kind of weird is that the more I've played around with the staccato, I realize that, for me, the 2011 grip angle honestly does point a little bit more naturally than the Glock grip angle. And so I'm finding the dot quicker, but, we're talking fractions of a second. I'm still really fast with the G45 and the RMR. So, it's all just about, familiarity and repetition and a smooth, consistent presentation. But even still, all things, being the same, I still see the dot quicker with the 1911 grip angle than I do with the G45. And I know that the Zev is a little bit closer to that grip angle. So, yeah, I'm kind of excited about that. Man, nothing else really. I take that back. I did right before the holidays. I got in on a sale on the KME knife sharpeners. And so I've kind of gotten playing around knives more lately because I had a bunch of them and I was like, man, I really just kind of want to sharpen them and get that mirror edge and obsess over that because I need something new to obsess over. And so the KME sharpener, if you've seen the Wicked Edge and all those others, the Apex, it's kind of similar, sort of different. I don't know. I mean, it's not as expensive as Wicked Edge, but I had fun with it. Sandy's asked me, how many knives are you going to sharpen? It's like all of them, leave me alone. So she's like,
how does it work from like a carry knife to like a kitchen knife? Is it okay both ways?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, cause you just set your angle for whatever you want. And,
okay.
It's, I'm sure you've seen the Lansky systems where, you kind of,
I have that.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
So that's what I've had several of those and I've broken a few. I dropped one and it broke a stone and then I've wore out like one of the stones in another kit over like 17 years of using it. This is like a Lansky on steroids. And, I got the Black Friday deal on it, which was nice. And, I've just kind of slowly been adding more stones to it. But the kit that I got came with diamond hones from 50 grit, which is like, it'll knock an edge on a knife real quick. All the way up to, I think it was 1,000. And they had a couple of Arkansas stones in it. And I've added some water stones. And now I've got like stones that go all the way up to 10,000 grit. And, then I strop it. And it's like a mirror. I mean, when you get done, it looks like a chrome bumper off of a car,
Wow.
And you can shave with it. It's hell, you can shave with it at 600 grit, but it's been fun. Then that kind of inspired me to pick up a couple of extra knives, some nicer things that I had before. I picked up a Southern Grind Bad Monkey, which is like the Emerson style with the wave opening and all that stuff. Really like that. And I picked up a new Spyderco today and I kind of teased that on the Shooters Nation community on Facebook. But I got a Spyderco Manix 2, not the XL, but just the Manix 2, which is a big chunky, thick knife. Yeah. And got kind of a ball bearing compression type lock. Not like a liner lock, not like the other compression lock, but it's ambidextrous, which is kind of cool. And I've just been playing around with it. I haven't put an edge on it yet, but it's still new. I can't even, really get a good flick on it yet. But it's just been kind of fun. You can pick up knives, especially secondary market, eBay used, gently used, 1 type stuff for a fraction of the full retail. And, it's not like buying guns. So, it's not like, $600-700 every time you do it. But that's been fun. That's it. I mean, there's nothing else new toy wise. Just getting ready for the new kid, which, she'll be here tomorrow. As we record this, it's Thursday night. Tomorrow.
Dun, dun, dun.
Tomorrow.
That's awesome.
New kids. So looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm kind of sitting here looking at the notes. Like I said, we got so many things to talk about and catch up on that we'll have to cut ourselves off at some point. Otherwise, it'll be like a 4-hour episode. Save it, pace ourselves. So hey, let's talk about SHOT Show a little bit. Maybe at a high level, right? So I didn't even make plans to attend, knowing ahead of time that, hey, look, my wife's due date was right around SHOT, and I thought, man, she'll kill me if I go do that.
I was in that seat 2 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
Sawyer's birthday is the 8th, so just a little over a week out at this point.
Oh man, yeah. So
it was just too close. It's like I would never.
No, I had a listener emailed and asked, hey, are you at SHOT? And I said, no, I'm not. And here's why. And it's like, if I had gone to that, I would have needed a gun when I got home. Right. Cause I'd had to defend myself, and she would not have put up with that. But honestly, I also kind of thought that this year was going to be a snooze fest. Right. I mean, I thought it was, and man, was I wrong. They released all sorts of cool stuff this year.
Yeah, there was lots of little things. There was no like, oh my gosh, I need to go see this. But it's like, oh, that's neat. Oh, this is neat. I'm glad I got to see this.
Right.
One thing that one of the bigger things that stuck out for me, and here we go again, Mark talking about a gun with hammers, is that collaboration Dan Wesson CZ.
Oh man, the DWX. Yes.
Oh boy.
Yes. So you got to see it in person. I saw that Robin posted a picture of it, which was fantastic. It looked different. The angle that he took a picture of was the first time I've seen like a full on from the side picture. Yep. Like they've always had it at an angle, and you didn't get I didn't get an appreciation for how long the compact, in air quotes, was. That's got. I mean, it's got a long barrel for a compact, which is
it seems like a full size to me. I mean, but yeah, that thing was awesome. I know you made some notes, but some of the new offerings from Holosun was awesome. Say what you want, but that SIG bolt gun is going to be something pretty great, I think. Trying to think what else stuck out for me. It's good catching up and seeing some of the new stuff, like for instance the single stack 43 from Polymer 80. And they have some really cool stuff that's going to be coming out soon, which is exciting. Battle Arms Development has a pretty cool. They did I forget what they call it, but it was like an AR that came in a crate that looked like it was from World War II. You know what I'm talking about?
Kind of a retro type build. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you like open it up. It's got like the straw in the box and everything.
Oh, neat.
Well, they're doing an AK collaboration with I'm drawing a blank now. That AK master that's in.
Oh, Fuller, Jim Fuller. Rifle Dynamics or
Rifle Dynamics, yes.
Okay.
So Battle Arms Development, which is prominently an AR company, and Jim Fuller are doing this collaboration and doing one of those. And I thought that was going to be pretty cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah, man, lots of cool stuff coming out. An optic ready TX22.
Oh, no doubt.
Pretty neat.
Yeah. Did you see the meme? I'm sorry, I got to interrupt. Right, but did you see the meme? like the world really kind of like yawned collectively when Glock released their 22. Was it the G44 or whatever that stupid thing's called? But have you seen now that they're breaking and stuff, like they've had some slides crack and ejectors come flying out the side. But there was a meme the other day. It's like that face you make when you realize that Taurus makes a better 22 than you do, and it was like a little guy with a Glock shirt crying, and I was like, man, that is cold blooded. So, I was kind of shocked that they were sucking as bad as they.
It was classic. Yeah. I mean, because the TX22, I mean, I've got hundreds of rounds of 22, and that thing's still been a rock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just still absolutely perfect. So
it's like maybe we've got it's a new Taurus company, right? I mean, they're like actually doing quality, which is outstanding. Did you get to hold the G44 there? I mean, were you unimpressed with it in person, or?
I wouldn't say unimpressed. I mean, it's just, it feels like a lighter Glock 19 that shoots 22. You know, I mean, it's really hard to get crazy excited about a Glock. You know what I mean? Like, I love them to death, but they're not like, oh my gosh, look at this.
Right.
Because they're all very similar.
It's a Glock. Yeah. Well, so, you said something that I think was kind of key. You said it was, it wasn't like really one big thing that everybody was looking forward to at SHOT, but there were a lot of really smaller, cool things. I mean, what do you, was it kind of like, was gear the theme this year at SHOT? Like gear and accessories and innovation in that space, or?
I think the biggest takeaway that I noticed this year is that it was just slower.
Yeah.
It wasn't such a rat race of people. There was a lot less. And I'm sure the NSSF are going to play it off like record year, yada, yada, yada. But
right.
Tell you what, it was slower. Walking down the aisles was easy. There wasn't like mad congestion, and everybody fighting to get to a booth. I'm able to walk up and walk directly to the newest, latest, greatest thing. And there isn't like a line to touch a gun that's new, like the Ruger 57. I mean, that was one that popped out that everybody was getting all gaga over, and I just walked right up. It was sitting there all by itself, and I'm able to pick it up without having to wait for it, which is really kind of nice, but I'm not sure what that says about what's going on in the industry.
I tell you, I think maybe, and this is just theory, right? Because on the outside, when you start seeing, like when I say on the outside, I'm talking like out in the public, the gun owning public and just the public at large, it seems like the 2A's heating up again, right? Because I mean, the thing that, the deal in Virginia and of course the church shooting and stuff, it's almost like I'm seeing, I am definitely seeing, I am seeing a resurgence of activity in the local gun community with gun sales. Like, for a while there, you couldn't sell a gun. Like if you put it out there on the internet on like a private forum or, arms list or something like that, it was going to sit unless it was something that you had marked down significantly, or it was just, unique or hard to get or whatever. And I'm seeing movement again, which is good. We needed that. So I'm kind of thinking that like on the outside, we're starting to see more people interested, it's relevant, people are thinking about it, talking about it. It's an election year, so there's a lot of, some anxiety starting to boil up, but it's shot. I think maybe in my theory is the industry kind of felt like I did going into it, like, it's gonna be a snoozer, nothing really new. Yeah. Things are slow. So be interesting to see how the NRA annual meeting is for a variety of reasons, but just the foot traffic at the exhibits will be interesting to see.
Yeah. I booked my travel for today, so I'm already starting to count down the days I'll be in your backyard.
Yeah.
So
that'd be fun. That'd be good.
Our boy Danny Boy from over at Polymer 80, he'll be, he's in Nashville too, so it'll be great to get together with him and go check out his compound the day before show starts and everything. And
I'm jealous of his compound.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to get to Nashville. I've really, honestly, never spent any time there.
I've
blown in, had a meeting, blown out type of thing, but I've never spent days there.
Yeah,
so
I know you'll be busy. I'm going to take some time off. I'll probably take that Thursday, Friday off. Leading into it. So, let me know. Obviously we'll get together at some point, but let me know whatever you want to do. We'll kind of show you some fun stuff around town. By that point, I'll probably be looking to get the hell out of the house and be around some adults for a while. So, it's
so Friday you get to go to the show, and then Saturday you stay home and Sandy gets to go to the show. I mean that'll be it. It's fun. We took the kids to NRAM last year in Indy, and they had a ball. And I think my daughter, she'll want to go. My son probably will. I mean, that kid, man, I tell you, that's been the fun thing is watching his personality take off for the past few months. He's our little engineer, right? I mean, he's mechanical. If it's mechanical, he wants to know how it works. He's going to take it apart. He's going to get a screwdriver. He's going to go after it. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to start locking tools up. Right. And so, he really likes to take things apart and see how they work. And so that's exciting. I think, for him, it's gonna be fun to, get him interested in guns and things. But, and then the AR pistol that we talked about a while ago, my daughter helped me put that together in the garage. Yeah, I saw those pictures.
Yeah, and she was having fun. She goes, "So this is ours, right? Like, like jointly. I'm telling you, Dad, this is ours." I'm like, "Hey, cool, yeah." And so now I'm kind of thinking about buying her like an M&P 1522, 22 rifle. So
got one. They're great.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at like, I've got a 1022, and I was like, man, maybe I'll buy something that I can put the action in that's shorter. And the more I thought about it, like, wait a minute, what I need is a 22 that's adjustable, and the platform that's adjustable is the AR. So, I had her hold my, after we got that one put together, I said, here, hold this. And it's a little heavy for her, but she holds it. She looks through the red dot, and then she looks at me. She's got this grin. She's like, "This is ours." I'm like, "Yeah, you keep saying that." So
you mentioned,
yeah, you mentioned that before, but I mean, so that was fun. And so Hollow Sun, it shot. They released a crazy bunch of stuff.
Yep. That company's that company is the one to watch because they're doing what people are asking for, which is awesome. Well, and they're doing it quickly and super reasonably.
And in Trigicon, we're still waiting on them to give us a side-loading battery on an RMR, which is killing me. But I'm looking forward to the 508T. V2. I mean, if you were to guess, what would you think? Late in the year to start seeing some of those things come out?
Yeah. No, I don't.
The 508T took forever, but I don't know if they had logistical problems or what, right? Because I mean,
yeah. I'm gonna toss the dice and guess June.
That'd be nice. I could ride that long. I mean, I'd like to, put together. I've got my old M&P compact that's milled that right now doesn't have an optic on it at all. I'd like to put an optic back on it. And what I would probably do is move the RMR off of my 509 MRD onto it. Move the 508T off of the Staccato onto the 509. And then I'd like to put one of the new 508T V2s on the Staccato. Because it looks like the 508 V2, not only does it have the side loading battery, but they've given it kind of like squared off, lens housing, kind of like an RMR. And I think maybe a little bit more rugged. I don't know. I mean, the 508T did really well with Cowan. I mean, he beat the hell out of the thing. So I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Yeah. I'll make some calls this week and to my people over there also and talk to them and see if I can get any ETAs on them. Cool.
Of course you have what is it, the 507K, the small one? For like the Hellcats and the whatevers, I guess it uses the same platform or the same mounting footprint as, what is it? The Shield?
Shield RMS.
RMS, yeah. So
which means it'll work on with the plates and everything, it'll work on like 365, 365 XL.
Oh, yeah.
Springfield Hellcat. A
couple of others, yeah. Yeah, that was pretty exciting. And then, of course, the 509T. And we talked about that maybe right before we started recording. And so that's the one that's the closed emitter, kind of like the Acro.
Yep.
Which, that's cool. It's a little shorter than the Acro. It looks like it'll fit the mounting position of an Acro. Like if your gun's milled for it, it'll clamp down to it, but you're going to have some dead space in front of or behind it or something because it's not as long of a body as the Acro.
I know we keep bringing up Cowan, but I feel like our worlds align, Cowan and mine, like as far as opinions go and what you like and what you want to see and what you expect out of things.
Yep.
So I really appreciate his reviews.
Yeah.
And I like the way that he does it. I like that we are in and out in 15 minutes and we're done. And I definitively, to date, 100% agree with everything that I've had and he's reviewed.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, so when I saw his review of that, I was really excited. And it's very telling that at the end of the review, he straight up said he would buy it over the Aimpoint.
Wow. Yeah. Well, so Aimpoint came out with the newer version finally that has they're claiming that it'll do a 6 month to a year battery life, legit, at a usable illumination level, which prior to this, you got 6 hours and 32 seconds at a usable illumination level. Maybe not that short.
I even at 6 months, man, I don't want to have to worry about that. I love the fact that my RMR, it needs a battery every 2 years. Because what I do? I set a reminder, and I can't remember where I learned this from.
Cowan.
I just remember.
I bet it was Cowan,
I changed it on my birthday.
Exactly.
Changed it on my birthday.
Yep, exactly. Yep. I picked up
birthday,
the same thing.
Time to change your batteries.
I wonder what the odds are. What do you think the odds are that we could get him on the show?
I bet he'd do it.
I bet. Yeah.
I'll reach out. I don't mind. I'll reach out to him.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
I just, when we have guests like that, I just like to have really good definitive topics for them to go over because so many people, guys like that are doing so many episodes. I hate to have them do an episode that they just feel like, oh, I'm just a broken record here talking about the same shit again.
Yep.
And there's that, but then I want him to enjoy the show as well.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So we'll find a good topic and go after it.
We've been pretty good at that,
like we've done. And so many times we've been able to just say, hey, we're doing this. What would you like to talk about?
Right. Yeah. What's on your mind? What do you not normally get to talk about? Yeah. It's been fun. We've had guests actually, tell us later that was fun. That was cool. We didn't talk about the same crap that I always talk about. And so that would be, I would look forward to that. Right. Cause if I want to hear that, I'm going to watch all the other things he's already recorded. Why waste the man's time? But
we have a really close inner circle, I guess, we have a bunch of mutual friends that we're all both pretty close with, but I still have never shaken hands with the guy. I've seen him at so many events and shows, and it's just like he's busy or I'm busy, and it's just like see him walk by or he's chatting with somebody and I don't want to interrupt. You know what I mean? It's just never actually met him.
Nah, I'd like to take one of his
I'm
classes.
happy to shoot him an email.
Yeah, we've got there's a facility maybe within 2 hours of me here in Middle Tennessee-ish that I think he does some classes at, and I'd like to do them. I almost did a class this month, and I backed away from it because of, the baby on the way and all the other stuff. But I was going to do one with Modern Samurai Project, just kind of a red dot tune-up. And, I mean, I know there's a lot of different opinions about, him as an instructor or whatever else. The guy can shoot. And he's definitely as good at it. He's got a lot of people that are more reliant on their gun than I am. They've gone through this class and they speak highly of it. So I want to give it a shot. Right. He can only make me better. I can't imagine he can make me worse. Right. So I'll do that one maybe later this year. I think he's got one in Nashville, June, July timeframe, and that'd be perfect. Yeah. So, I can't let us go without mentioning, our buddies over at Cloud Defensive, because they came out with the Rain. And
that thing is precious.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of edgy, kind of precious. Yeah. I felt bad. I thought I almost scooped a little bit. I did a Google when I saw the product name. They released it as a hashtag leading up to SHOT. I think, hey, I'm going to Google this. And apparently Optics Planet had screwed the pooch and posted a product page that had a little bit of, it had a hell of a lot of information on it. But it was, a lot of it was very outdated. And I thought, man, this is kind of fun, I'll go ahead and post it. And I felt bad. I felt really bad after the fact because, it was like, no, that's not right. That's outdated. They were supposed to have taken that down. So if you caught the brief mention of it on our Shooters Nation community and wondered why I deleted it, that's why. Because I'm not going to post bad info, right? So I took it down. But that light looks awesome. I seriously think I want it.
So I sat with them at SHOT Show. We enjoyed a very wonderful adult bourbon beverage at a Davidoff cigar lounge.
Oh, that doesn't sound like it sucked.
It was like an outside cigar lounge, and we sat there on the last night. It's kind of our tradition. We go out with a big group of us guys, like Polymer, Edgy, Dan, the guys from Cloud, some guys I work with, some other buddies. We all get together and we go out and have this. We call it sushi night. And we go to this, we found this amazing sushi joint, and we go have a big dinner with all of us and then go have cigars and bourbon. And this year we went to this Davidoff place where we sat outside on couches, with the little propane heaters around. So it's toasty warm, and, smoked some fantastic Churchill cigars and just chatted and had a long talk with those guys and spent some time with them. And man, that light is rugged,
man.
I mean, you look at the Surefire light and you're like, that's a rugged light. You hold this thing, you're like, you literally could smash this thing with a huge hammer,
right?
I was gonna say that, but
BFH.
Yeah. And this thing is rugged,
right?
You hold it and you're just like, yep, that's never breaking. Man. This light is strong, and it's the brightest light in the market right now.
So I mean, I really, and I'm not going to put you on the spot. If feel free. But I mean, I kind of want to ask Matt Tinbarge over there. It's like, hey, this looks like it's going to really, this is a hell of a competitor to the Owl. I mean, and it's like, what do you?
Well, different wheelhouse. So the idea with the Owl is that it's not made to work with any other sighting platforms. Right. So the big part about the Scout mount lights, which is what the Rain is,
right,
is that it works with IR illuminators, lasers, D-balls, PECs, MALs, all that kind of stuff. So you can still use those guys, because that was the big complaint for agencies, right? They're all using some sort of a
the big
laser or some sort of a laser system on top of the gun.
Right.
And when you do that, the Owl just doesn't have a home there.
Yeah.
Right. It has the performance that they want, but the light just doesn't fit.
It's taking up real estate that they need the illuminator on. So, yeah. Yep.
So the Rain is making up for that by being able to tuck down at the 3 o'clock or the 6 o'clock, or the 7 o'clock, the 9 o'clock, you know what I mean? It can rotate anywhere around that handguard and still mount.
Yep.
And they did some really great things with their wire. Like Surefire, the wire always sticks straight out the back of the light.
Yep.
Theirs comes off at a 90 out the side of the light. And it's movable, so you can move it on 5 different locations around the tail cap. So it's never going to get ripped or caught or unplugged or any of that kind of stuff. It's really a brilliant idea. I mean, they just keep doing great things over there. So I'm super happy for them.
Those guys, man, it's just awesome. I also like the t-shirts. I guess it was them that produced the t-shirts about, you've already got a handgun light or something like that. It's kind of funny.
Oh yeah, Dirty Harry.
Yeah, Dirty Harry
with an owl mounted to the underside of a 686.
Yeah, it was. I liked it, and because hell, I mean, I thought maybe this was the year they're going to release a handgun light, and so who knows? Maybe one of these days will happen. But man, the rain. What struck me about it was because I've sat there like with an owl in my shopping cart several times lately since building the new AR pistol. And I'm running a 10.5-inch barrel with a 9-inch handguard. And, in order to get a proper grip length on it where I'm not chicken winging my elbow or out there or whatever, my hand's pretty far forward on the rail. Mm-hmm. And, an owl would actually make me bring my hand in more to put it behind the front sight on the rail. And so then it's like, man, it's going to cause me to screw up my grip. I guess I could throw the owl like on the side of the rail, and
What about extending your stock?
I've got the stock pulled all the way out. Like it's all the way out, and so that's in order to get the right the right angle for shooting, I have to get the stock all the way out, and I mean I don't know. I was like the owl would work if I put it on the side of the rail. Because I want to use it like a scout light. I want to be able to hit it with my support hand thumb to activate it.
Right.
Or something like that. And it's like, well, this would work. I could hit the pressure pad with my thumb as I lay it along the side of the rail. But then I saw the rain. As a true scout mount, I was like, oh hell, that's it. Mm-hmm. That's what I need. Because you can get that thing really far forward and then hit the thumb button on the back of it. And so I'm excited about that one. I think they actually start shipping next month in February is what I think I saw.
Yeah, I forget what the ship dates are. But they definitely said, I mean, for all the, they had some serious growing pains when they launched the owl, and they launched it, and then they found something that wasn't quite right, and then something else wasn't quite right, and good for them for, they were not going to ship the product until they were 100% perfect and 100% satisfied. So that, that pre-order thing just ended up taking a long time. So they're not even opening for pre-order now. Like when this thing's open, they're shipping. So that's the good news.
That's awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I mean, I really am looking forward to seeing it. And, I don't know, the price point looks like it's going to be it'll be comparable, I guess, to the new Surefire was the M6, whatever, 40 or whatever the hell they're calling that one. But I'm like, why would you? I mean, when you see what the rain does, I mean, that's where I'm going. So very cool. Man, I'm trying to think, like I said, I think really we could do like an episode or two more about SHOT and this, the new cool stuff that's coming out there. The Angstad Arms MDP 9, that one looks cool. Yeah, that was a surprise.
Cool. It's an expensive surprise though. What could be paid $2,500 for that bad boy?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean it's monolithic, right? So I mean that's gonna be the trick, the real trick there. But just really cool looking subby gun type thing. Palmetto State Armory, man, they kind of surprised some folks with some stuff. They're what is the dagger, the PS9 dagger, the Glock, Gen 3 Glock style clone. I think the real attraction there is the price point.
It doesn't feel good at all.
No, I mean, but maybe it'll keep somebody away from a high point, which is maybe a good thing. I don't know. I mean, that was the thing that I liked that they showed was the Jackal. The new the monolithic, bufferless or buffer tubeless AR type platform. That looked interesting. I could see that being, definitely a truck gun candidate, especially if you want something that can, break down and throw in a backpack or whatever. I still haven't bought a Law Tactical folder for any of my stuff, and I'm kind of kicking myself. I probably should do that sometime soon. I don't know. H&K, man, they finally joined the decade of 2010 by releasing an optics ready VP9. And oh, by the way, now they're going to do a 17 round mag. Mm-hmm. That should have been obvious when they freaking built the gun. I mean, it's the same size as an M&P, 9 or Glock 17, and it's like, no, but
P320.
yeah, with a 15 round mag because of German whatever stupidity. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to, I guess, seeing how that plays out. Hopefully that's good for them. I don't know. Every time I've owned a VP9, I've held it. And I've looked at like my MMP9 or the G45 in my other hand. I'm like, same size, 2 less rounds. I'll sell it, And so, I just end up getting rid of them. Man, yeah. So B&T, they got the new 10 millimeter APC 10, which was nice to see. Yeah. I think we all kind of knew that was coming, but if you're gonna have a PDW, why not? And if I'm gonna have a pistol caliber PDW, I want it in 10 millimeter. This period. Yeah. I think what else did I see that kind of flicked my switch? Well, we already mentioned the Dan Wesson DWX.
Yeah.
You think you'll buy one of those?
Good one. I don't know. I probably won't.
Yeah.
I'd really like to shoot it first. I didn't get a chance to shoot it. Man, I'm just so, like I said before, my guns have to have a purpose. And I don't know where that one would live.
I don't know. I could see that one potentially replace my Staccato P. I mean, seriously, I probably could.
The weight, though, it's not light.
Is it not?
It's big. No, it's not like okay. I mean, comparatively to like a Glock or an OZ9 or something.
Staccato weighs as much as the G45, so it's kind of a lightweight gun. So
really, it's that light?
Yeah, it is. I mean, they're like,
it was like 7-8 ounces more. Or something.
I don't think it's that much. I'll put them both. I'll put them both on a scale, and I'll do a spreadsheet so that you and Jordan can give me shit about it.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll make another spreadsheet. So, not that I'm angry about that or anything. I mean, spreadsheets and scales are kind of my thing. So.
Staccato P weighs 33 ounces empty.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I forget what is the G4. Well, but it's not a fair comparison with my G45 with a comp on it. So
yeah, 22 ounces. 22 ounces of Glock 17.
Yeah, so it is. It's a bit heavier. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it though. I don't know why. I don't know. Yeah. Well, I hope that Dan Wesson releases an optics ready version of that soon, because I don't want it if it's iron sights, because I'm a snob and red dot is life. It's been fun, man. I've seen more people that I know, on the team at church and just guys outside of their work and stuff, switching to red dots and man, like. As soon as they do it, they come back and they're like, oh, here it is. Like leading up to it, I think I want to do it. I'm going to dip my toes in the water. I want to try it out. I don't know if I'm going to like it. Then they get it and they've had it for a week. And then you ask them, how you like it? They're like, oh, dude, like I'll never go back. It's like, I told you, man. I told you. It's a game changer. What was the other one that I saw that Springfield, man, they kind of cranking out, bug out guns, which is weird. The Saint Evac and Edge PDW. The Edge PDW looks kind of cool, but whatever. Who was it? There was somebody that released one that really kind of flicked my switch. I'm trying to see if I can find my link to it. It's in here somewhere. Maybe it was the new. It's the frame. Kind of like a P80 style frame. It's not P80 that's doing it, but it's the P80 style frame for a Glock 42 that accepts the SIG P365 mags. Did you see that one?
Oh, Omaha Outdoors.
Omaha, that's right.
So it's a Glock 43 slide with a lower that accepts 365 mags.
That is brilliant. I mean, I really thought that's brilliant. And, good for them. I like seeing innovation like that. That's just cool stuff.
Yeah.
When I saw it, I did a double take. I was like, wait, what? It's a what? And so, that could kind of put it on parity, put the Glock 42 on parity somewhat with the Hellcat. Cause the Hellcat's a big claim to fame is we get the most, rounds possible, which is like one more than a G30, 365.
Yep.
Or a P365.
So you get that reliability and function of a Glock,
right?
And trigger of a Glock,
right? With
that high cap of the SIG.
Yep.
The only downfall to that combo, and this is the only one so far, obviously. And I mean, prior to shooting, feeling, testing, so on and so forth, is that SIG mags are not cheap.
No, they're not. I mean, that's like $50, $50 for a P37 mag. Yeah. I mean, I've still got my P365 and it gets pocket carried every once in a while, but I mean, I don't like rave about it. Like if somebody says, "Hey, what's your favorite gun?" I'm going to tell them it's my G45, which is kind of, like, wait, I thought you had a staccato. Yeah, I do. I mean, I do.
And then the next thing they say is, "I thought you liked 9mm."
Right. Yeah. 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 There's that too. I'm like, yeah, yeah. Hey, surprise. Guess what? The G44 is not a 44 Magnum either. So, but, yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right.
Precious 9mm.
Just 9mm. It's kind of edgy. Man, I cannot believe that clown he's like out suing people that have talked about his video
after apologizing.
And
thank you for holding me accountable.
Oh my God. Yeah. You know what? I tell you where I'm really be upset. I'm going to be upset if this in any way screws up John Wick 4. Right. Because I mean, that still has to happen, but I didn't remember this. Apparently Sean Ryan, the now retired Navy SEAL, is the guy that trained Keanu for the first movie. So maybe he'll go back to that. I don't know. I mean,
for those of you that don't know.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to take a drink.
David's about to tell you what we're talking about.
Yeah, I'll say it. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, the disclaimer. Yeah, but we. Yeah, I mean, so if you haven't seen it, you've probably been under a rock. But there was a video leaked. I guess it first leaked on Instagram, and it's been everywhere else since then. But it was a video that Taron Butler had recorded himself of him and one of his female, employees, gun bunnies, whatever you want to call them. I mean, she's not gun, but she can actually shoot, right? But she's definitely eye candy.
Absolutely a shooter. Yeah.
But just being creepy, right? And when I first saw it, I was telling a coworker of mine about it. He's a gun guy, and I was like, he said, "Well, what are they doing?" I was like, "Man, I don't even want to describe this at work, right? Because people might overhear, and then I'm in HR and I'm getting written up or fired, right?" I said, "But that's the thing, right? Is what he did, the interaction between him and his employee would have gotten any of us fired, like in professional 100%. America, right? Mm-hmm. Completely would have gotten us fired." And it was just kind of, it was creepy. It was gross. It was disgusting. It was awkward. I don't know. I mean, I'm not even debate whether or not it was consensual, the way that she was kind of sort of playing along with it, or was she wanting him to really stop talking? Cause she kept saying, "Oh, stop. You're stupid. Whatever.
Shut up. You're
stupid.
Yeah.
And we even talked about that. My colleague and I was like, okay. All right. So this is weird. We just had a technical glitch, and I guess this is what happens when you don't do a show for 2 months, but
rookie.
Like we've never done this before. I looked over, and our recorder, our rock, our anchor, our lifeline to the rest of the world was over here blinking at me like, "Hey, your memory card's full," which is like
audio ammo.
Yeah, we ran out of audio. That's insane. So, I'll be having a discussion with the other podcaster in my house about deleting files after this show, but we're back. We're back like a second time, the same episode. No. So, I was saying that I couldn't believe that this clown's been out there like suing people. And I guess maybe we ought to talk about that, explain it for people that don't know. I don't know. I mean, we've made a lot of jokes. We've done a lot of Precious Edge jokes. So yeah. I don't know. You want me to take a swing at that?
Absolutely.
All right. So, normal disclaimers apply, blah, 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 not our employers, et cetera, so on and so forth. Why is that necessary? So if you've been under a rock lately, that's probably the only way you haven't heard about the thing going on with Taron Tactical. Man, I guess what was it? This was, ironically, maybe strategically, this happened. Strategically happened right around SHOT Show
first day.
Yep. And so, really, Cliff's notes here. A video surfaced on social media. I think it broke on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it was a video that Taron Butler had recorded of himself interacting with one of his female employees, female shooters. I mean, kind of instinctively you want to like, "Hey, gun bunny," but now, I mean, like she can really shoot. She's a really good shooter. And the whole interaction was just creepy and inappropriate. It's funny, Mark. If you or I conducted ourselves in the way that we saw in that video to any colleagues at work, like we'd be unemployed real quick, I think. Right.
Yeah. I mean, it was extremely lewd behavior.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was telling a colleague at work about it. And I was like, hey, man, I was like, on the day it broke, I said, did you see this video? He's like, no, what was it? And I'm like, I don't even really want to talk about it here at the office, because if somebody overheard us, we're both going to end up in HR. Like, just describing it to you, I felt like I'd end up in HR, and I'm like, it was inappropriate. And I told him, I was like, look, let me just say this. You watch it off the company network, right? Do it on your own personal device. Don't do it here.
Copper box.
Yeah, right. I mean, on a burner phone that you can like throw in an incinerator after you're done. But I was like, dude, if seriously, it was like, if we as management ever interacted with anybody else, female or, well, I guess even male, at our companies in this way, we can expect to be fired. And, the video was essentially him recording, an interaction, a conversation with her, much younger individual employee, of age, legally of age, but, and like just, making all sorts of really suggestive, lewd requests about she should show him parts, private parts of her body. And, I don't know, right? I mean, it's kind of like there was a lot of that, the stop, you're stupid, stop, haha, you're just so funny, stop, and the word that I kept hearing was stop, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, it doesn't matter.
It felt to me like she was trying not to escalate the situation just by saying, hard no, you're being a creep.
Right. Yeah.
She was trying to like play along, but
right.
It seemed like she wasn't comfortable to me.
Right.
And
I think it's seen that way to everybody that's watched it. I mean, everybody that's watched it has said, man, that's like, she's telling you no, Yeah.
He wasn't listening at all. Did not care what she was saying.
Right. And it is very disappointing, because we need positive, we need a positive presence for the 2A in Hollywood, in the media. We need that. And, he's got he had a platform that he could have done a lot of good.
Joe Rogan shooting there a few weeks ago. Yeah. Joe Rogan's mentioned him on the podcast multiple times. He had Burt Kreischer there. He had a bunch of guys there shooting and getting some exposure. And he's been the trainer for John Wick 2 and 3. You know what I mean? Like, this is it's the wrong place.
Is wrong everywhere. Every way you could have looked at it. And, I was happy to see an apology go out quick. Yep. It's like, that doesn't, I had a school teacher a long ass time ago that said, sorry is not an eraser, right? Saying you're sorry doesn't erase the thing that happened. It's appropriate. It's responsible to say you're sorry. To acknowledge your wrongdoing and to move on and do better and make amends and whatever else, but it doesn't erase the incident. And so, good. Glad you apologized. Still doesn't undo what you did. You're going to have to earn back a lot of faith. And I think he, in his apology and statement, he said, I'm going to have to earn back and prove myself, et cetera. Thanks for holding me accountable. But then it's like the immediately after that, everybody that's talked about this has gotten sued or at least the threat of a lawsuit, right? And
he removed the apology.
Yeah. He did that.
He took it down on social media and started suing everybody that reposted it. Not suing them, but threatening them with C&Ds.
Right.
Cease and desist letters.
And, a cease and desist letter is, it's a threat. That's all it is. You could send me a cease and desist letter tomorrow and tell me, David, cease and desist, wearing that stupid hat you've got on right now in the video. And
right.
I'd be like, no, but, you could do it. And, it doesn't mean anything really. What it means is, potentially, hey, this is a shot across the bow. We might sue you. And, it's like, for Pete's sake.
It also means you can wipe your ass with that apology.
It. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a worthless apology.
Right.
It meant nothing. The fact that he took it down and then continued to attack people that were holding him accountable, which he thanked for in the apology.
It
just sucks.
I I don't even know if it made the mainstream media because we don't watch a whole lot of that. I don't know if it made Fox News or CNN or anybody, right? But I mean, what are those news, are those news affiliates or news, outlets going to get a cease and desist letter also? Because, oh my God, you reported on this. There's such a thing as fair use. And I think that's the thing that we're starting to see now is some pushback, thankfully, from, 2A media, the 2A meme lords and whatever else, the guys that broke it and were actually giving him hell for it, rightfully so. They're pushing back and they're like, you can kiss my ass. You can take your cease and desist letter and shove it because, I'm not going to stop talking about the fact that you did wrong and holding you accountable. And it was just disappointing. If this impacts John Wick 4 in any way, I'm going to be pissed, right? Because that needs to happen. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was strategically released. It's shot. And I don't have any idea really, and nor would I say it if I did, of who released it. But damn, right? I mean, like, I remember running into him at NRAM last year in Indy and just, met him in his entourage in one of the aisleways as I was walking through. And I thought, when I saw this hit, I thought, man, it sucked to be you at SHOT Show this week.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen, and I don't know, 100% certainty, but I've seen that some of the corporate sponsors have already said they're going to start, they're breaking their ties.
Yeah.
So,
and he's got some big ones. I mean, he's got STI and Trigicon and BCM.
Yep.
I think SIG maybe because he shoots the MCX a lot.
He does, yeah.
Or MPX rather. Obviously,
I've
probably
seen the
Glock.
MCX both. Yeah. Man,
So yeah, a lot of big ones.
Golly, I wonder if this is why STI rebranded as Staccato right after.
Right.
That's not us. That was the other company that was in bed with him. I don't know. That's not true. I know that I think they didn't even mention STI at SHOT Show. From what I saw, it was all Staccato at the booth. But yeah, it's really disappointing. I don't know. Just people don't be dumb, right? I mean, if it's 100% consensual and it's private and whatever, you don't freaking record it on a digital device. You got to assume that sooner or later somebody's gonna get a hold of it. Whatever it is. So just don't be stupid and record stuff like that. And also just don't be a creep. Don't, like I said, if it's consensual, I don't think that was necessarily. I don't know.
Certainly didn't seem like it.
Didn't seem
from
like
my
it.
point of view.
Made me feel awkward. So, man, I don't know what else. We're kind of, like I said, we could do like a really lengthy episode, like sitting down and catching up. But I feel like we should pace ourselves and break it out in a couple more episodes.
Absolutely.
What do you see for the year ahead, right? For Shooters Nation and for just the industry at large, where would you like for it to go in the year ahead?
I'd like to just keep trucking along and I'm hesitant to say like, let's do one every week. Let's do one every other week.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just want to be able to do them when we have the time to do them and it makes sense, because what I don't want to happen is I don't want it to be the thing that we have to do. I always want it to be the thing that we want to do.
I don't want it to be a job. I just don't.
And I think that'll always, help have organic, happy, like better content, right?
Yep.
Rather than, I think it just shows when people in the shows and the wheels fall off because they just don't want to be there anymore and they're making excuses to why they're not recording, and it's just never going to be us.
No, it's not. I mean, and I'll make a promise to the audience, and I think if it ever gets to that point, Mark and I will have already figured it out, and we'll have talked to each other, and we'll just have an episode where we just say, "Hey guys, we're gonna stick a fork in this," right?
Yeah,
because it's done, and. I don't think we're done yet. I think that this is an interesting year. Like I said, it's an election year. I think the 2A is heating back up. I'm anxious to see how things pan out. It's cool to see the industry starting to warm back up. There's innovation there. It's refreshing to see that, so I think we've got things to talk about. And
absolutely,
for me personally, I think I envision us, and this, we've maybe talked a little bit about this before we started recording tonight, but I think that, what you said about the pace is perfect. With me having, school and work and growing family and new kid and everything else, if it felt like a job where I have to punch in at 8, 9 o'clock every Thursday and do this for a few hours, it would take the fun out of it. And I don't want it to be like that. But I think that I see maybe our content just becoming a little bit more freeform, like you were saying, it's more organic. We talk about the stuff that we like to talk about. It's not always guns. Sometimes, we may talk about knives. We may talk about hunting. We may talk about bourbon. We who knows what we're going to talk about, but it'll be the stuff that's, I think, relevant to the folks that are, I think there's there's a lot of commonalities between us and the folks that listen. And I don't know, man, it feels weird to think about, our listeners as like the audience, because, in reality, we're interacting with a lot of these folks on the community, on Facebook community. And, I've said it before, if you listen to the show and you like it, it's probably because it resonates with you. And it's probably because, we could all just easily sit down together somewhere and, have a glass of bourbon and a cigar or whatever, and just talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
Cause it's just fun. So, maybe my voice will come back. I hope that happens in 2020. I hope I don't really have the coronavirus. I don't.
Something tells me in the very near future, you're going to be tiptoeing and being very quiet.
Very quiet. Yeah. Man, tomorrow I needed to do this tonight because it kind of got my mind off that. Literally, about 12 hours from now, we're going to be sitting in the hospital counting down to surgery time, and then we're gonna have another kid. Dude, man, this one apparently is like she's gonna drive herself home from the hospital because the doctors we've had to go through all these like really super high tech ultrasounds and whatever because of our history of just having bad things happen. And we've also had two good things happen. I don't forget that we got two good healthy, happy kids that drive us crazy. But we've had all these tests, and so one of the things is hey, do you want to know what the gender is? Well, hell yeah. We're planners. We want to plan. So, we found that out early, and we knew we were having a girl, and that's awesome. And then, they're also like measuring. And so, the last ultrasound that we did with the specialist, great doctor, we look forward to talking to this guy, cause he's just a fantastic physician. He does this ultrasound, and he's like, so everything looks good. She's big. They're thinking that she's going to be close to 10 pounds.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad I'm not carrying that around all the time. This is the first pregnancy ever that Sandy's been like, no, I'm ready. I'm going to be happy when she's out. And because most women are like postpartum a little bit, even if they're happy, there's still postpartum because they've had a person, with them, in them, creepily, for 9 months. And they're going to miss having that person and feeling it, whatever. She's like, nah, I'm done. I'm ready for her to be out. She's huge. I want her out now, And so, the doctor was like, yeah, she's kind of like off the charts in some areas, but in a good way. Not like bad, be worried about it, but we don't even have a chart for, how. I think one of the measurements was circumference around her torso and stuff. He's like, because we just don't do ultrasounds, and not like it's bad. It's just that when a kid's this big, we normally aren't doing ultrasounds for it anymore. Right. I'm like, whoa, okay. So
because we can actually use a tape measure. Yeah,
right. Yeah, normally they're here. We're dressing them, getting ready for school when they're this size or something. Yeah. And I'm like, man, this is gonna be interesting. So I have a feeling that she's my wife's family. They're a lot taller than I am, and pardon me, I'm mute between coughs, so I don't cough in y'all's ears. But she's taking after that, right? I mean, my brother-in-law is 6'7" or somewhere around there, 6'8" maybe, and my wife's taller than I am anyway. The only one that's not taller than me is my sister-in-law, and I love her to death because of the fact that she's normal. She's a normal height, right? But apparently my daughter's gonna be like a female NBA star or something. So I don't know. It'll be fun. You'll see her pushing the stroller at NRAM probably this year.
Yeah.
A
couple weeks.
2-month-old pushing a stroller. So we'll see. But now I'm excited. This is taking my mind off of that, and I'm not as anxious right now. So I'm glad we got to do this. This was fun.
Yeah, no, it's an awesome time. I wish you guys the best tomorrow, and look forward to seeing pictures.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'll get them out there and to you guys in on the community. By the time you hear this, pictures will already been posted. I can't let us go tonight without asking your family. Everybody's well and happy, I hope.
Everybody's good. Sawyer's bouncing off the walls and trying to light the place on fire.
Yeah.
And
that's
being
good.
very, very much too.
Yeah.
And even though his birthday's not for another 10 days or so. But yeah. Andy's still kicking butt in karate and
that's awesome.
Doing a school thing. And Kristen's still chasing kids and being a mom and doing what she does best.
I'm glad. So, I mean, Kristen knows all about having big kids. So yeah. Yep. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad.
Sawyer's a big boy.
I'm really glad everybody's happy and healthy. So please, give Kristen our best. And
absolutely.
Good to talk to you again. So I think my voice is about to go. It's probably a good point to break for the night. So, folks, glad to be back. Glad you missed us. Thanks for the emails. Please keep them coming. I needed it. I needed to hear some of the stuff that y'all said, and it let me know that we're on the right track, and that it's actually it's definitely humbling, but it's also kind of an honor to know that y'all like listening to what we do, and that's cool. I really appreciate that. So
yeah, absolutely.
It kind of makes me take pause for a second and respect a little bit of a responsibility that we've got here. Like I said, we're still going to have fun. If it ever feels like a job, we're probably done with it. But the fact that you include us in your commutes and things like that, and that you're sharing us with your friends and family, really appreciate it. It's definitely a responsibility that we don't take lightly.
I agree.
Yeah. So, Mark, where do people connect with you after the show?
Mark@shootersnation.com. You can email me, or if you guys ever need any Kydex or any material like that for concealing or not concealing so much your favorite firearm, you can always reach us at squaredawaycustoms.com. Use coupon code ShootersNation and save yourself some money.
Absolutely. And you can connect with me at david@shootersnation.com. I hope that you do connect with us over on facebook.com/shootersnation. Be sure to click on the link to join the community if you haven't already. If all you're looking at is the Shooters Nation page, where we announce new episodes and things like that, that's like maybe not even half of the experience. I mean, the real fun is inside the community. So you want to click the button to join that. Tell your friends about us. Help spread the word. Help us grow. We really appreciate that. I think if I was going to say any one thing that frustrates me is that 2 years into it, and I know that we're not cranking out cookie cutter episodes every week, and maybe that stunts our growth a little bit. But I wish we were a little bit bigger than we are right now as far as audience goes. And the only reason I wish that is that sometimes when you're talking to a prospective guest, they ask, well, how big is your audience? It's like, look, we got a pretty good size audience, but
we have 8 people. It's
we have 8 people.
Quantity, not quality.
They're a really good 8. They're a strong 8. So
it's a precious 8 is what we have.
Oh my God. One more time. Oh, I love it. I love it
too.
But help spread the word, right? The more the merrier, and we appreciate it. It helps us and it helps you, honestly. So
join the community.
Follow us on Instagram. I've been remiss. I haven't posted a lot of stuff on Instagram lately just because it's like, God, I can do only so many things at once, but I'll get active on there again. Trust me. I got things to take pictures of. It'll be fun, especially like slicey, stabby things. So I play with this knife like it's a fidget toy. Oh, there goes a finger. Not really. Anyway, thanks again to the folks over at U.S. Law Shield for helping us make this episode possible. We appreciate their support and hope that if you don't have carry insurance, you give them a hard look and a hard consideration. Again, me personally, I wouldn't want to be without it. It's kind of like having a gun or not. I hope I never have to use it, but it's cheap insurance, literally cheap insurance to have with a hell of a lot of value behind it if you ever had to use it. Man, I guess, this is kind of it.
Yeah.
We'll do this again soon. Next time my house may be really noisy, but I don't want to tell them we're going to see them again in a week. It might not be, but when we do talk to each other again, it'll be fun. Until then, I don't know, get trained. We want you to do that. Make 2020 the year of training. Kind of a good thing to have. Carry a tourniquet, be hard to kill, carry your gun every day. I don't know what else. So we had a listener that actually suggested something. I'm trying to remember what the tagline was or what they said in the tagline that they had. It was really good. Was it Tim that said it? Let me look and see. I'm going to scroll through my email. This is like the worst thing. Oh, here it is. It wasn't Tim. It was Sean. Sean Morgan wrote us. And the last thing he said, I liked it. He said, remember always, don't settle for being a target. Be hard to kill. I like that one. We have to license that from Sean. I like it. Yeah, don't be a target. Be hard to kill. I guess that's it, man. Hope you have a good week.
That's it.
I'm going to have a crazy
time.
one. Yeah, till next time. We'll have to do this again soon. Like, yeah.
Absolutely.
Sooner than 2 months from now. So we'll see. All right. We'll definitely do one before NRAM. I can promise you that.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, it'll be sooner than that anyway. All right. Man, I suck at doing endings. It's like a long goodbye. Like, the people that are leaving your house and they won't just get in their damn car and go. So I tell you what, Mark, let's sign off so these people can leave.
All right. Let's do it.
All right, man. I'll talk to you
Bye,
later. See y'all.
The preceding segment was a production of the Shooters Nation podcast. Visit us online at shootersnation.com.